connection to that one dish explodes her heart out, and she starts to sink into all these amazing memories. Food has this ability to connect us to people, to places, to culture, and to a feeling, and it has this way of expanding our hearts. It really does. Something like as simple as mashed potato. I know my girlfriend Rochelle always thinks about her mum when she has mashed potato. Or she might have tomato soup, and she said it sings in the cockles of my heart. She says things like that, right? And she's in her 40s now, and her mum, sadly has passed away, but that connection to that one dish explodes her heart out, and she starts to sink into all these amazing memories of how that tomato soup had the most phenomenal conversations and the most amazing feelings and connection with her mum. And so for me, and teaching in my online cooking classes and in my beautiful private kitchen group that I have online, is this constant feeling of flow and relaxation in my world when I'm around my people in my group. And anyone outside of that group, like if you're new to me, right now I'm Chef Cynthia Louise, and you've just come across this video, it's like I can't encourage you enough to look into either a food fight or a food connection. And what that does, when you look into a food connection, you have these feelings like Rochelle does, right? And they're beautiful feelings. And they just come from within her. Just the smell of tomato soup just expands her, and she sinks back in to her house where she grew up, and to the feelings she had, and to her mum. And it's just tomato soup, right? But that's the connection part. And I can't encourage you enough to find those recipes or go into those cafes and have those yummy dishes, and all of a sudden you'll have a scoop of this or a spoon of that, and it'll ignite something inside you, and it will just, something will happen. And I have it with fruitcake. I have this Christmas program that I sell every year, and it's a plant-based Christmas feast, right? And I teach you how to make it all. And when I put that together, there's one dish in there that connects me to my father. And it's hard to explain because I never made the dish with my dad. I never made the dish before I was a chef, and I never had that in my family in the sense of making it and having it every Christmas. We'd always just buy it. And now I'm making it. I am totally connecting with all his stories and how he grew up and what he went through, during, the war. He was too young to go to the war. The whole story's in my Christmas program. But when I think about that cake and when I have a slice of it, I think of him. And food has this ability to connect us not only to our digestion and the three brains, like the head, the heart, and the gut, right? Because it's a brain in the gut, and the heart holds memory. And our mind has this way of holding so many stories and so many memories, right? And every time I have a slice of that dish, oh my goodness, it just opens me wide up to that connection of flow, And I really believe that food is a right, not a privilege. And when we sink into that and we saturate ourselves into flavors and places and people and cooking styles, something extraordinary happens. So I can't encourage you enough to find those little things that remind you of your grandma, or your children, or your aunties, or your mum and dad, and sisters or brothers, whatever. And to just, just the shoulders relax and you smile. And that to me is true connection with those three brains. It really is, and it plays such a big role in our digestion, because when we connect like that, things relax and blood flow starts to happen beautifully down here. Truly it does, and the digestion starts to relax, and then we have a lot more flow, when we go to the toilet. So it all kind of matters. From my kitchen to yours, and from Bali, Indonesia, actually, where I am at Genius Cafe, I wish you the most beautiful mealtime for the rest of your life. Bye.